Hey, welcome to Fun Time Travel. So today we're going to talk about maybe something that isn't quite so fun. We're going to talk about things that could get you kicked off of a cruise ship. So it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen.
And it does happen.
And it's true, it does happen. At best, these things, they'll ruin your day on your cruise. They could get you confined to your cabin or even sent to the brig. And yes, there is a brig on a cruise ship. Worst case scenario, they could get you kicked off the ship or even banned from that cruise line for life. So let's get into all of that right after this.
Well, we feel like most of the things that we are about to tell you are common sense.
Yeah.
But we always try to use the golden rule. Treat others the way that you would want to be treated. And I mean, if you're a person that likes to be treated rough, then don't do that.
Yeah.
Be kind. Just be kind.
There you go.
In fact, these items are all listed in your cruise contract that you will have to tell the cruise line that you've read. I mean, you've got to do the...
You got to do the check mark, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Even though most people have never looked at it.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. We'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos.
And for more tips and tricks and cruising information, please check us out on our other channel, Sandy Sun Travel.
And if you're looking to plan a cruise or any other vacation, head on over to sandysuntravel.com where we can help you plan your dream vacation. Plus, if you're feeling lucky, you can scroll down the page to a spot where you can enter to win a dream vacation.
All right, first one is travel documents. Make sure you have all of your travel documents with you. You're not even going to be able to get on the ship if you don't. So,
Right,
I mean,
right.
It doesn't, just have your documents. Depending on your cruise, a government ID and a birth certificate will work, but in most cases, you really just want your passport.
And it just makes it so much easier for cruising and really any other kind of travel.
Yeah.
And don't forget, right now, although things are kind of changing, right now you need a negative COVID test and you need proof of vaccination or an exemption from your vaccination, or you need like a proof of recovery from COVID-19. Although, again, like I say, the COVID requirements, it seems like every day they're changing. So by the time you watch this, hopefully it's all a thing of the past. But the big thing is make sure you know what documents you need for your cruise. Those will be, as you sign up for your cruise, all of that stuff will be in there. So check with your travel agent, the cruise line, or do your own homework.
All right, number 2, sneaking alcohol. Odds are you'll just get a slap on the wrist.
Right.
But why chance it?
Yeah.
The cruise line can actually deny you boarding if they find that you've snuck alcohol in on your luggage. And in fact, they can kick you off once you guys are in a port for this. And
Right.
It's not likely, but it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people buy alcohol, or let me rephrase, we've never done this. It's just, listen, our cruise is too precious to us, but I know people have bought alcohol in ports, they sneak it on board, and fortunately of the stories that we've heard, that's never been an issue. However, they can just take you right off the ship and leave you there in the port, and you have to figure out your own way home.
Right.
It's right there in the cruise contract, and it's just not worth it. Another thing, skipping the muster drill. Now, these days, and we've said this before, one of the few good things that have come out of the COVID-19 situation has been the e-muster. It's so much easier now to get the muster drill done and with the e-muster. And the fact is, they're going to know very quickly who hasn't done it yet. There's just a running tab that says, oh, these people have done it, these people haven't. And I know of at least one sailing where they shut down the food and beverage service in order to make sure that people finished the e-muster. They started calling out specific names.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that person that they're like, Frankie so-and-so, you need to do your e-muster. I mean, then everybody, I don't know. I don't want to be that person. We get ours done so fast. But the even before, when they did the e-muster, they would scan your key card and they would see your picture.
Yeah.
The muster drill is mandated by the Coast Guard. The cruise lines, to be honest with you, would probably prefer not to do it.
Yeah.
Not because they don't care about safety, but they're into customer service. And if you don't do it, if you cause enough problems and you just don't do it, you hide away in your cabin, whatever, they can kick you off the ship and say, listen, you're not sailing with us this week.
Right. All right. Another one is being rude to the crew or not following direction.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know why we have to say this,
Yeah.
but it has to be said. So depending on how bad it is, they actually can kick you off the ship again. Not to mention, being awful in a port could cause enough trouble to get you kicked off.
Or maybe you don't even make it back to the ship because they got you locked away in some
Exactly.
Mexican prison. That sounds fantastic.
I mean, come on. Treat the ship like it's someone else's house, because it actually is.
Yeah.
And they can also kick you off for being verbally abusive or threatening crew or guests. It's just not a good idea. Be
Yeah.
kind, be nice. It's not that hard.
Yeah, like that. Someone's being a chair hog, and you catch them, and you get abusive, or you threaten them, and kick you off the ship. Or maybe the cruise line made a mistake.
Then go to guest services.
Or you're at guest services, and lo and behold, and all of a sudden you're threatening some person because they didn't do it right. They can kick you off the ship. It's just not a good idea. So another one, kind of in a similar vein, is getting drunk and belligerent. Now, look, obviously, many people enjoy a few extra drinks on their cruises. The issue is, if it gets too far, we've seen more than our fair share of people who
Falling off a bar stool.
have. I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah. Our first cruise I did, guy sitting next to me, and then they cut him off.
That wasn't me. That wasn't.
No,
it wasn't
it was
me.
the other kid on the other side.
Anyhow, the cruise line can actually remove you if you've gone too far, or things get out of hand, or like I say, you get drunk and belligerent. Just not. Just have a great time.
Yeah.
Just be smart.
All right, another one is illicit behavior.
Yeah.
You can get removed for soliciting people for illegal or illicit behavior, sneaking drugs on board,
Yeah.
trying to sell them, even smoking in prohibited areas.
Although I don't think I've ever seen anybody get kicked off for
No,
that. But
they just kind of get the little slap on the wrist kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, not the sneaking drugs on board, but the smoking,
The smoking,
in the wrong in the wrong areas.
actually, to be honest with you, I don't think we've ever seen someone actually get kicked off a cruise ship. But
No.
But we know that it happens.
Yeah, we know what happens. The cruise line has the right to kick you off in a port, and then you'll have to find your own way home. I mean, you don't want to have to do that.
Now another one, and this one is, really, I don't think it's your fault in this day and age, but it's important that we say it. But a serious illness could end your cruise.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily bad behavior on your part, but you get really sick. You get COVID-19 and it's bad, which is why the cruise lines are so careful about what's going on with that. You get stomach virus or whatever. The crew could confine you to your quarters. If it gets bad enough, they could actually, and I wouldn't use the word kick you off the ship, but they maybe would do a medical evacuation. And here's something to keep in mind. That cruise insurance is so important because a medical evacuation could cost you over $10,000 just to get you home, and I mean what a way to end your cruise. But this is something that could get you removed from the ship as well.
Another one, buying drinks for minors. Again, I don't know why it needs to be said, but the drinking age on board on most ships is still 21 years of age, and we know underage kids have drinks and they probably drink on board.
Right.
But if they get caught, they can kick you off.
Yeah.
And it's probably not likely, but they can do it.
Right. Again, they're probably going to take you to the naughty room. They're probably going to take you to, at worst case scenario, confine you to your quarters and so on. But it's definitely something to consider. Number 9 here, theft. Stealing from passengers or the cruise line is a big deal. They take it seriously. They could quarantine you to your cabin, or again, depending on the severity of it. And all of these, would they kick you off the ship? It boils down to, what does the captain want to do? The captain, they call him like he's the master of the vessel. The thing is that not only could they kick you off the port, but imagine at the port, and then you have to pay your own way home. But they could prosecute you once you return home.
Yeah.
Not to mention, if you stole from somebody, they could do the same thing. It just
Crazy.
just don't do it.
This is a big one. Sneaking into crew-only areas. Don't do it. Don't go into the back room to see how it's all done,
Right.
Back behind the curtain kind of thing.
Like trying to figure out who Mr. Oz is.
Exactly. I mean, I understand maybe you're curious, but don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be crew. Like steal a key card or sneak back there for any reason whatsoever. It doesn't matter. Guests are not allowed in crew quarters or crew only areas, and that's for good reason.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't be back there. They can and have kicked people off for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah, the cruise, they seem like they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, they need their own time too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, they as many hours as they work,
Yeah.
they need to be able to.
Yeah. Just because you think they like to hang out with you doesn't mean they actually like to hang out with you.
They get paid to hang out with you.
I'm only your friend when you pay me. I don't know. That could be illicit behavior too, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, number 11. Engaging in unsafe behavior. Now we've seen this. This is one that pops up in the news from time to time. We see a lot about this. Climbing out on the balcony railings. There was a woman who climbed out because she wanted to get the perfect Instagram picture while she was standing on her balcony. There was a bachelor party, I think, where
railing.
On the railing, standing on the balcony railing. There was a bachelor party where a guy, I think his buddies dared him to jump off the ship. They all got banned for life, kicked off the ship and banned for life. Disabling safety equipment, you know, and there's a variety. They can kick you off the ship for that, and like I said, even banned for life. And fighting, we've seen so much of that in the news here lately on cruise ships. I just don't understand what would drive you to fight on a cruise ship, barring some alcoholic inspiration, maybe. I don't know, but fighting would be included in this. We've seen some of the cruise lines literally. They've said, "Listen, we're banning people for life for these sort of things." So. Just don't do it. Unsafe behavior, fighting, climbing over balconies and railings, and
not to mention you could fall off, and that's happened.
Yeah, people fall off, and the thing is, someone falls off, and you're at sea. I was in the Navy for years. Someone falls off in the middle of the ocean. The odds of finding that person is so extremely rare. So listen, just. Don't be unsafe.
Don't do it. So most people don't ever have to worry about getting kicked off a cruise ship, honestly. But it does happen. Yeah. And we just thought that this could be some helpful knowledge to share because maybe you don't know all the things that are in the contract, you know?
It just seems like people would know better. But I tell you what, every time I think people should know better, they prove me wrong.
Yeah.
This stuff, honestly, it's happened often enough that they made rules about them. Like sometimes I think that's why when I see like there's a rule, I'm like, why would they have to make that rule? And I think, well, somebody made a decision that caused them to make that rule.
Yeah.
So anyhow, what do you think of all this? Tell us what you think in the comments below. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.